Former State Labor Minister Eddie Obeid and Ian McDonald were so tempted by staggering wealth, they surrendered to corruption and then abused their power. The corruption watchdog finally delivered its findings into the pair today, and it's grim reading.
The New South Wales Independent Commission Against Corruption has exposed the rottenness at the heart of the New South Wales Labor Party and the rottenness at the heart of the Labor Party nationally.
Eddie Obeid was not just a bit player in New South Wales Labor, he was the leader of the New South Wales Right. The same New South Wales Right that put Kevin Rudd into the leadership in 2006, the same New South Wales Right that brought Kevin Rudd down, the same New South Wales Right that put Kevin Rudd back in recently.
Anyone who is responsible for corruption or illegal behaviour should face the full force of the law.
Mr Rudd is only Prime Minister because the New South Wales Labor Party put him there.
These people wore the carpet in my office when they wanted support.
Zero tolerance for corruption.
And I am ashamed of some of my colleagues in the Labor Party who become like a lynching mob.
I've been absolutely disgusted by what I've seen in the ICAC hearings so far.
Just to protect themselves, hoping that they can look clean in all this.
Zero tolerance for corruption.
Mr Rudd simply can't wash his hands of this.
I think if you just look at what Eddie Obeid himself said there this morning, Sam Dastyari is somebody he says he mentored.
John Robertson and Sam Dastyari. I cannot believe these people who I supported, I mentored, I got them in their jobs.
Now Sam Dastyari is believed to be off to the Senate, to be a New South Wales representative for the Labor Party in the Senate.
We know that Bob Carr put Mr Obeid into the New South Wales ministry.
And why doesn't ICAC have an inquiry about famous meeting after the elections of 2003, Carr and myself? Of course Carr wouldn't want to talk about that.
Bob Carr actually defended and promoted Eddie Obeid.
If Mr Rudd is seriously affronted by the rottenness at the heart of New South Wales Labor, why is he backing Matt Thistlethwaite, a former Assistant Secretary of the New South Wales Labor Party for the seat of Kingsford Smith? Why did he make a former Secretary of New South Wales Labor a former linchpin of Sussex Street, namely Mark Arbib, a minister in his government? We know that Anthony Albanese defended Mr McDonald's pre-selection when this was under threat.
Well, Ian McDonald was saved by Anthony Albanese. That was evidence before ICAC.
Zero tolerance for corruption.
State Labor and federal Labor are fingers on the same hand.
He is the leader of the Labor Party, and the Labor culture is absolutely defined and determined by New South Wales Labor, and we now know the rottenness at the heart of it.